There are only two things that make up our sexuality, and it's not either of these. Now, if you're someone who thinks America is about to be great again, or if you ever thought America was great in the first place, you probably think I'm talking about this binary. But if you're one step ahead and you've acknowledged that homosexuality, whether you like it or not, exists, then you might be thinking the binary I'm talking about is this one. But if you're like me and you went to a liberal arts school and you were nearly clawed apart by a bunch of feminazis, you might have been held at gunpoint to claim that there is no binary. There are over 40 different types of genders and they're all beautiful, except for men. Well, hey guys, gals, and whatever the else you like to call yourself, I'm here to put the binary back into sexuality. There are only two things that affect sexuality: whatever makes you sparkle down there, and however comfortable you are expressing this to the rest of the world. So let's start with this one. Unless you're completely asexual, you have something that you're into. The one thing that we all have in common is that we have little to no control over this. Whether you're into men, women, men dressed up as women dressed up as insects, dressing up like a woman dressed up like an insect, loud car noises, or rusty spoons, you're going to get an urge, that tingly feeling, served on a platter between your legs. I like to call it sparkling. And now, because you have no choice in this matter, under no circumstances should you ever feel guilty for this half of your sexuality. You didn't decide to be gay. You didn't decide that torturing squirrels was the only thing you could get off to. But you do have a choice on how you act upon these desires. So if killing small animals is your thing, but you have a conscious mind about what kind of pain that might bring to the animals and how you might be perceived in society, you may never actually act upon this. You would just fantasize, and you should. Any unconsented harm in the name of a sexual urge is not justified. Now, if you're a straight man who likes standard beautiful women, you've probably never had to think twice about comfort zone. Of course you're comfortable f***ing a gorgeous girl. If anything, that's seen as a major win in society. See, this is where a third factor weighs in on this one. Culture has a lot to do with our comfort levels. The queer community is slowly winning back their comfort as they make their presence more known and accepted. At the same time, even straight women still get negative pushback from their sexuality, because apparently in popular culture there's a certain limit on how sexually active we're allowed to be. The way this binary actually appears is way more complex than this, because we are way more complex than a bunch of symbols. But this, just these two factors, is the way that we should all be piecing it apart. Because if we understood sexuality simply, and we all understood the number one rule of sex, it may be clearer for everyone to see that really we are all just in one category. Thank you.